for, obviously, he could be involved as well. Although he's saying that he came home and saw he could have helped within the kidnapping.
Yeah.
And everything else. Because, I mean, she did. I mean, she could have, like, knocked her out on her own.
So how did she get hold of the girl? Or what did the girl come to her, or did she kidnap her?
It says she confessed to... No, she lured Savannah to her apartment and then attacked her.
Wow.
So
she just wanted a kid?
Yeah.
She knew that woman was pregnant?
Yeah.
So she got to come inside?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Some people.
I can't believe that. It's absolutely... But
yeah,
there's some crazy people in this world, I guess.
Oh yeah, man.
There's a lot.
There's
a lot of people in this world in general. But yeah, that story just, wow. You lure a lady back to your house. She probably thinks it's just for, I don't know, milk and cookies. Say, sorry to make joke of it, but just say milk and cookies. And she's like, oh yeah, I'll come back. I'll see what these cookies are saying. And then she's eating away on the cookies, and then she just gets attacked. Then this lady cuts her baby out of her, and she bleeds and dies. And then her husband just comes home, sees all this blood, sees the baby that his wife was not pregnant.
He sees everything, and then she says, "Oh, this is our baby now," and he goes, "Okay, oh, cookies."
Yeah,
and just continues like nothing. Like,
yeah, you know what? That
to
me, that doesn't make sense. That if you saw that, first of all, this isn't our. Where did the baby come from? Like,
she would have told him.
She would have told him, and he would have been like, "All right, this is what we're gonna do." Or he was involved, but there's no way you saw it and you like I don't know. She explained it. She said she got the baby from this place, and I just went with it. The blood. I asked her where the blood came from. She had a reasonable explanation, and I was like, oh, okay. Come on, bro. 2018. But yeah, it's crazy.
He's an idiot, that actually.
I know. Absolutely an idiot. This world that we live in. But the third and final story that I have, I found it really, 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 really interesting.
Okay.
And I read it before I even took my notes what I was gonna take. Right. The article title reads, Theresa May could be ousted by Brexit dream team of Johnson, Grove, and Rees-Mogg. So
Theresa May might be going.
Theresa May has been warned to stop her plans to keep the UK in a customs union with the EU.
Okay.
The Tory Prime Minister, Theresa May, could be replaced as Prime Minister by a Brexit dream team if she continues with her plans to keep the UK in the customs union with the EU, which basically means that the UK can trade can trade goods tariff-free within the UK, but on the flip side, it then makes it harder for the UK to trade with any other country.
So it's like a single market or whatever.
Yeah, so basically, obviously, we're leaving the EU, obviously, because of Brexit, but Theresa May wants to slyly keep us in the EU just for the trade thing, so we can trade freely within Europe, but then with us staying in with that, customs union with the EU that we'll have, it just means that we can trade freely within the EU, but then any other country that we want to try and trade with, it makes things so much harder because the EU have certain, regulations with us being within the customs union that we have to abide by.
Yeah. So it'll just be the same situation we're in now.
Yeah.
but will not technically be in Europe.
Yeah.
So what's the point in leaving Europe?
But
so that they can make their own government can make their own decisions and shit, but it doesn't really.
But it's
help.
It's kind of good news in the sense that Theresa May might not be prime minister anymore.
Yeah.
But the bad way is that we don't get to vote for our next prime minister if Theresa May does get replaced.
Could be Boris Johnson, though.
It could be Boris Johnson, indeed. That's what they're saying. The skeptics are saying that Boris Johnson has asked to possibly agree to be prime minister, and then...
He agreed. Of course, man. He was mayor. Why not become prime minister?
And then the education secretary, Michael Gove, would become the deputy. And then Jacob Rees-Mogg, the chancellor, he would be the chancellor then. If May was forced out, only, obviously. That's possibilities. But then there's also a possibility that there was some sort of, what did they do? There was some sort of poll that they did within the party for the new leader to be the prime minister, and in the run-ins it wasn't Johnson who was head. It was fucking what's his name, Reese. This guy here, Jacob Rees-Mogg. He's like egged to be possible next PM if Theresa May continues with her plan to go through to do this union thing with the EU. But it doesn't make sense to me. If the whole point of Brexit was for us to leave the EU, then why have this custom union so we can trade freely with the EU, but then it makes it harder for us to trade with the rest of the world? The EU doesn't have everything that supplies the UK.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
China.
Exactly. That's a lot of export that makes it harder to get into the UK.
Just make it more expensive.
Yep. And things are already expensive as they are.
I see what they're trying to do, though, because she's trying to make more products to be made in the UK.
Yeah, I get that.
Which it would force a lot of companies to do.
But
at the same time, it's just a long... It's a hard way to get a long
result.
Yeah, a result that's not gonna. It's
not going to be an instant thing.
No, it's not going to be an instant thing. It's going to take many years for it to fully be
built up.
Yeah.
It's catch-22, like with a lot of things, unfortunately. But it's still interesting news. Theresa May might not be prime minister anymore. And Boris Johnson could be prime minister, or this Jacob Rees-Mogg.
I would love it if Boris Johnson was prime minister. That'd be so funny. No one would take it seriously, but I'd just love to see him and Trump meet. Oh, it would be great. The banter that they would have, man.
Oh my days, it would be hilarious. Can you imagine? They kind of look similar.
They do. Cousins. They're possibly related somewhere down the line.
I wouldn't put it past this whole politics thing. They're all related somewhere down the line. Even though Donald Trump wasn't originally a politician, he was just a businessman. I'm sure somewhere down the line he's related to someone. But yeah, that's the news. Was what's going on in the world. We didn't even have an introduction. I just went straight into it. The question. Oh well. Next section is usually I would usually do like random facts or office icebreakers, but this week I'm just gonna do like something different and fun, and it's gonna be 25 things about old technology that we really miss.
There you go.
25 things about technology that we really miss the most.
25 things.
Yeah, 25 things.
Thing number 1. So it was a rundown.
Yeah, thing number one, right, is making mixtapes. Like, I was never a person of the era of making mixtapes on cassette. Like, I guess they mean, like...
Oh, right, yeah, the old school cassette tape.
Yeah. Like, making mixtape, recording, like...
I do remember that on the radio,
yeah,
though.
slightly.
You'd record it,
you would have...
and you'd have, like, as soon as the guy started speaking, you'd have to, like,
Yeah.
cut the recording. So you'd have loads of recordings that started and ended the song with a little voice, and then the next song would start.
Or, like, if you just couldn't be arsed, you would just have a song with the DJ just talking in the middle.
You just have the whole
set. So and then you would just send the mixtape to someone. You'd be like, "Listen, girl, I was thinking of you when I was listening to this set on the radio, or these songs that I collected for you, and I just think you should just listen to this mixtape." And then they just put it in. They'll listen to it like, and you can fully feel the mood they were in when they recorded it. Like, it's so sick. But we just do it all digitally now. So.
Yeah, it is easier.
I guess so,
but
I guess it's...
anything you want now, you can listen to YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, but it's nice to think back to these simpler times.
It is.
Number two is putting photos in albums.
I do remember that.
Yes. I remember putting photos in albums. Although slightly that does still happen now, but it's all digitalized. I mean, I guess they mean like put it into a physical album where you actually have to
photo book.
Yeah, and you flick through and you're like, everyone sits around. It's like, oh, you remember?
Now you got a screen,
an
LED screen with a frame around it,
and you're just like, everyone's just like, yeah. So swipe, or if you're smart, you've got like one of those high-tech things where it's connected. It's like a fucking mobile projector is connected to your iPad or your phone or something like that, USB wise, and then it just projects on the screen and you just flick. The world we live in is fucking fantastic. Number 3 is recording films and TV shows on a VHS. Yes, I fucking remember that. Yes.
Jesus, VHS, man.
VHS. Oh, that's how I know I'm fucking old. Fucking VHS, mate. Oh, yes, I remember that. Or if there was something on TV and you weren't going to be into watching, you would set up the I don't know if you
video recorder.
The video recorder.
To have a timer on it.
Yeah.
So you come on it, record. But the annoying thing is, though, you could record over something else that was recorded.
Yeah.
So, say, you had... I don't know, your favourite TV show, the latest episode recorded, and your dad was like, I need to record Planet Earth, quick time. Yeah. Just grabs the nearest one, which just happens to be the one you've got your latest episode on, whacks that in, records it. When you come back to watch your thing, it's going to start up in today's, previously, shows you everything you've had previously, and it starts beginning, like the game show starts or whatever, and then you hear David Attenborough like... Now you have the orangutan.
Oh, dude. Oh.
Mating for the first time.
I remember those days.
I had something recorded. Why the
It was the worstest ones where, like, for me, I remember this personally, like, it was wrestling. I was in wrestling days, and, like, I had fucking this match recorded, right? And I, like, got halfway through the fight, and then it skipped to some next show, and I was like, what? What? Halfway through the fight, I don't even get to see the end of the Royal Rumble. Oh.
As far as Corey's memory is concerned, that is where the Royal Rumble ended.
Yeah, I didn't get to see no more. Oh, it was mad. Yeah, those days were mad. I miss it, but, like, not really. Yeah. All right, number 4 is having printed photos around the house.
Some people still do. I mean, you can go down to, like, the local store, like Boots and something, and print them out.
I still have photos around the house, to be honest. Like, printed ones.
I've seen them. Most of them are of you.
Yeah. Me and my brother. Me and my mum.
Your graduation photos and all sorts.
Yeah.
No, those are big times, though. Big times in your life get put up. And photos of family. Because there's one thing, you look at your phone daily, so there's only so much you can put on a background wallpaper on your phone.
Like, I mean...
But sitting down at your desk or even at home,